Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54.
The podcast.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome to the July 15th through 19th weekly wrap-up. And this week was a good follow-up to last week.
It was. I was excited.
Yeah. It was a little crazy.
Just a little.
But we're in a good place now, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some things should be getting wrapped up soon.
Yeah.
Other things are just starting. You want to get started?
I was waiting for you to jump right into how angry you are that Aiden had a birthday party and no one else did this summer. I know that was not like Monday, so I'm not going exactly
but
through.
I did write. Where did I write that down?
When I saw that cake, I was like, "Oh, Shannon's gonna be so mad."
I said, "Oh, did Aiden get a party because he made his own cake?" Maybe if James made his own cake,
that baby
he would have gotten
and
his
know how to do that
birthday party. I mean, that was nice though, and it was actually on his birthday because you have to fact check that stuff, and that was. Aiden's accurate.
Oh, well,
yay!
Good.
Do we want to stick with the birthday party? Well, no, because I feel like we have to back it up, though. Yeah.
That was what, when I'm watching for the week, I'm like, what is Shannon going to be really mad about? And that was this week's, that's not going to go
So what were you really mad about?
I was annoyed with the whole Jason and Sam in bed scene. I don't understand, why that needed to happen there. They didn't end up hooking up, but she's like, I have a surprise for you.
I think they did, just not on screen.
Well, right. But I have a surprise for you. And then they sat there and talked, and their conversation was, completely normal and nice, talking about her getting... I thought it was really nice she said she wanted to offer to pay for those other girls to get the tattoo removed. That was super nice and stuff. And then he went into being all romantic about how nothing was ever going to come between them and stuff. So maybe they did hook up after that. But to me, it felt like that's a conversation I would have had, in my living room or whatever. I don't understand why it was, in the middle of the day, come upstairs. Okay, now let's sit here and talk about tattoo removal.
Right, why couldn't you talk about it in the car?
Yeah.
On the way home?
Right,
something?
Exactly.
No, I get it.
That was weird, because she's like, I have a surprise, blah, blah, blah. No, it wasn't, if she would have been announcing she was pregnant or, something like that. Okay, maybe that's, a bedroom, whatever. But, hey, I've got a pamphlet on how I'm going to get my tattoo removed. Didn't feel like it needed to be upstairs in the bedroom.
Is tattoo removal painful? I don't know. Because I thought it was I thought it removed the layers of skin. I could be wrong.
No, I think that it is supposed to hurt, because I think I've heard that it hurts more to get it taken off than it does to get it put on.
So, yeah.
But I don't know.
I would not feel sexy after having my lower back.
Repeated treatments, because, it basically, burns the skin and then it peels and then you can get to the next layer. So, yeah, it's definitely a process, and if they use super dark black ink, it's going to be painful to have multiple treatments of it.
So perhaps jumping around the bed like that is not the best healing technique either.
Yes. Well, were they saying she had done the first one already?
I don't know.
I don't think
she's just getting information.
I think she's just getting the information.
All right.
But talking about jumping around on the bed, that takes me back to Michael and Sasha after that baseball game. He's like, I broke my rib. Okay, we don't go to the hospital. We go to the Metro Court. And then on top of that, she's literally laying on top of him.
Right.
My rib is broken. Please don't lay on top of me. That hurts.
That was really cute that they had a baseball game, though. That was
cute, but that was weirdly disorganized, too.
ELQ against the PCPD.
Michael was in the hospital talking, and then all of a sudden he was like, oh, yeah, I forgot I needed to be somewhere. No, baseball games, have a set time, and you're supposed to be there. And then who was it? Was it Mac that showed up late?
Yep.
And he was, sorry I'm late, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I get that you're the police commissioner, and something may happen, but... No, you don't just, come in late. It starts at this time, and it ends approximately at this time. You need to be there. You don't just walk in.
But, for a company to be playing the local police department, I feel like it's typically the firemen versus the policemen. Yes. The EMTs versus not...
Right. Even if they wanted to do, nurses or hospital staff versus whatever. Yeah, they're in line with the same, community sense, not big corporation police department.
And I like how Michael was the only representation for me. So
the one that works there, really. So,
although it was fun, his and Chase's banter.
Yes,
was fun.
Yes, I like that they're getting those two couples established in a friendly relationship because they were both over here and not interacting, and they're at that age where you really do have friends and go out and have drinks and whatever.
Right.
But they never did anything. So I like that they're kind of pulling them together. Like the four of them are going to.
And Willow and Chase were just adorable.
Oh my God.
Like,
I
can't. They're just so cute.
They are so cute. They're so cute.
Because they're real. I mean, it's when you're really in the new relationship and everything.
Yeah,
and you're doing that tease and everything. Yeah. I like that.
It's fun. He's cute.
He is cute.
Willow and Chase are so cute. Yeah, so cute.
Oh, speaking of Mac, they have 2 commissioners. Yes. I swear you're listening to this.
Right. But she's only part-time, so he's in charge.
But they still have 2.
Yeah.
So, yay! Because Ryan playing with her mind and everything.
Yeah.
She said it didn't affect her.
It has
think
to.
It's going to.
Yeah, it has to.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird too, though. Like, that she even went to see him. Like, just let it go. I understand they can't because that's where the next storyline's going to come from. Mm-hmm. But in normal life, like, he's crazy. Whether he gave it to you or didn't, there's nothing he's going to say that's going to just have this resolve or whatever. So just don't go to the police station. It's not like you're running into him at the local coffee shop and you couldn't avoid him. Like, you just went out of your way to have an uncomfortable conversation with someone that's going to play mind games with you.
Why? Or maybe talk to Kevin first, too.
Right.
You know, and not as a patient, but as the brother. Mm-hmm. Because guess what? Yeah, it's Ryan's blood, but it's also partly Kevin's blood.
Yeah.
You know, so.
No, it's fine because I'm assuming it's going to play into the next storyline. But as I was watching it, I was like, why would you even do this? You wouldn't do this. That doesn't make any sense. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see where that goes.
Yeah. What was your favorite quote of the week? Did you have one?
Yes.
Go ahead.
It was Liesel.
I knew the same thing. Go ahead.
I couldn't get through the day without doing 1 or 2 terrible things. It's good for the soul and builds character in others. I was like, that is the best.
You quoted it wrong. It was, I couldn't get through the day without doing at least 1 or 2
tiny terrible things.
Horrible things.
Oh,
horrible. I went back and listened to it to see, like, I have it in my notes. Yeah. I went back like 4 different times and re-listened to it.
I usually turn on closed caption to make sure
that I could get it right because that was the best line ever.
Absolutely was. Yes. Couldn't agree more. That was a good line. And do you think she's going to tell Nina?
I think if Nina keeps beating herself up about it. I was glad that Nina finally got it, though, because I thought for a second that she was just going to be, like, when she was first reading that, I thought either she was going to pretend like she didn't get how it all connected, or she was just going to be like, oh, Shiloh's awful, and not take any responsibility. But she really, like, felt it then. And it was like, yeah, girlfriend, you're
really apologized.
She did.
You know, and you know what? I like how Willow reciprocated. Because the one thing that, you know, I try to tell, or I do too. When someone apologizes, stop saying it's okay. Mm-hmm. Just say thank you. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
Unless, I mean, if you accidentally bump into me, you know, that is okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
No, but when someone truly hurts you, everyone needs to stop feeling responsible for making that person feel better. Don't say, oh, it's okay, it was no big deal. Blah, blah. No, it was a big deal. Like, you screwed up. So say sorry, and I'll say thank you, and move on. I also, though, didn't get, not exactly with that storyline, but from that storyline, how Willow didn't know she was interviewing for a job for them. Like, how many wealthy families do you have in Port Charles that need a nanny/teacher, blah, blah, blah? Like, no.
Yeah, but wouldn't you... governess.
Governess, thank you.
Wouldn't you think, though, that would mean that the child does not go to school if you are going to be teaching them?
I guess, maybe.
I don't know, because I thought it was weird, too, until... Well... I mean, it's the same thing as like going through a recruiter, I guess, for a job. Mm-hmm. You don't necessarily know where it's for.
Right.
Sometimes.
No, I understood that they wouldn't give that information necessarily, but it's just kind of like, I know there's supposed to be a bunch of other characters that we don't know in Port Charles. It's not just a town of 20 people.
Yeah.
But realistically, how many that wealthy families do you have that are looking for... that you've, like, never heard of before.
Right.
And are just like, oh, yeah, I think I'll go interview for this job.
Do you think that Nina is going to take it a step further and arrange for her to get her job back, though? Because if it wasn't for Nina, Willow would not have been in the position to wind up in contempt of court.
Yeah, I just assumed she was going to end up hiring her.
Or that.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Because after Aiden came up with the drum and she realized, oh, yeah, you don't have a job anymore.
Right.
Pretty much... indirectly because of me.
Yeah, I thought that whenever Willow was walking out of the Metro Court that she was going to yell and be like, wait, no, you're hired or whatever. And that was going to start the conversation. So whenever it went to the party and she apologized and stuff, I think that the next step is she's going to be like, yeah, you can. Because they said something about, Nina said.
We're alike more than you realize.
So I think they're going to bury the hatchet and she's going to end up working for them.
And I think Valentine will just do whatever.
Yeah.
Like on that, I don't think he ever agreed. We talked about this. We don't think he ever agreed with Nina, but he was standing by.
Right. Whatever. I think it would be better if she could have her get her job back because I like Miss Tate as a teacher of a whole classroom than a one-on-one type of thing. But I don't know that even Nina can get that tossed away. Like, I don't know how this school would overlook the fact that you were in contempt of court and in jail and
because
stuff.
She still had control over what her behavior was. Like, no one forced her to be in contempt of court at that time.
Exactly.
Despite the intention.
It's not just like, a
she's still
knowingly or something. Yeah, there's different levels of what you can break and what you can't.
So Valentine and Sasha having their conversation about her staying, and he's like, I'm really good with logistics. And I was like, are you though? Do you think that... Did you think through that Nina was just going to be okay with her daughter leaving again?
Yeah.
And never seeing her again?
Right.
Like, did you think that she was only going to be here for a little bit and visit every Christmas?
Right.
Where do you think she's going?
Yeah. And it's not like she's from a different country where you would be like, oh, okay, logistically, she can only come back into the country X amount of times.
Right.
Because it would be crazy expensive. Not that that would ever be a barrier for them. But something like that would make some kind of sense. But if she's in the United States, like, plane trip tickets aren't that expensive.
No. Well, Nina's waited her whole life to have her daughter. She's not going to let her out of her life.
Right. As a real family, the only reason that there's distance between people usually is financial. Like, if they like each other, it's financial. So in this case, that's the one thing that Nina has total control over. Any amount of money we can come up with. To it. So he was just dumb to have not thought that through.
Not so good at the logistics there.
Yeah.
No. Why do Alexis and Diane not have conference rooms?
I don't know. You didn't think you can talk about private stuff in the middle of the Metro Court?
No.
I mean, it makes total sense. Well, that's the same thing so they said that he can't look into the matter any further until his thing's resolved, blah, 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 blah. He would have to start at the beginning and get them to subpoena her medical records. They even admit that she has a baby, blah, blah. Why aren't we all going back to saying she never had a baby and making him start over and making him seem crazy? Instead, he went to visit her mom, and she's like, stay away from me, stay away from my daughter, stay away from my grandson.
Right.
Why don't you just confirm? Why don't you just say stay away from Wiley? Like, come on.
Why can't we just go back to where everything he did was illegal?
Yeah.
So it should not be admissible.
And no one should be telling him he was right, even if he was. Like, no.
For a second, I thought that Harmony was going to go back.
Yeah, she had that look
but
of like...
she stood her ground.
She did.
Yeah. I cannot believe that, what's her name?
Daisy. Emptied her trust fund.
Bailed him out?
Emptied her trust fund.
You know what, though? Kristina had a really good breakthrough about that because she was like, of course, you're loaded, and that's why he thought I was so special. Mm-hmm. But then the way that she talked herself out of that...
Yeah.
She's putting her skills from therapy to work.
Good job, Kristina.
Yes.
No, that was awesome. So she's had that breakthrough.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that Shiloh's going to sell his ELQ shares. That's how he's going to pay for his attorney.
I hadn't thought about that. That's good. Yeah.
It's the only, because he said...
Because all the Donna Day accounts are frozen.
Right.
He has no assets other than...
Mm-hmm. That has to be the answer. Because they're going to be... They want them back so that they can use the money for Oscar's Kilimanjaro fund. So they're going to pay top dollar just to get it out of his control, and then he'll have the money that he needs.
But do you think that they're going to so that he can afford an attorney to get him out of his trouble? Or do you think that they would let him keep them?
I don't know. I see both sides of it, because I feel like Michael would say, no, you're stuck with them because you can't really do anything with them, and we're going to get them back in court anyway, and then that just kind of screws you because you don't have money for your attorney.
Can prisoners? Or are they considered a liquidable asset now? Could they be part of...
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Let's consult our...
Because now they're an asset.
Attorneys. Call Diane and ask her.
But that's really good, because I bet that they could...
But maybe it won't even be one of them. Like, they don't get to dictate who he sells to.
No.
So he could offer to them first, and whenever they're smart enough to say no, he could sell them to anyone.
Who would he sell them to?
Ryan.
Oh. Nelle.
Oh, yeah. That'd be really good. See?
Does she have money?
I don't know.
Did she get that life insurance money? You think that she would have paid her attorneys with it, though?
Yeah, I would.
Ooh, this is all going to twist.
Yeah, they're going to go to somebody bad. They have to.
How about him having flashbacks?
Yes, that made me excited because I want to understand what their relationship was.
Right.
Because his story does not add up in any way, shape, or form. But he obviously was over there, so I want to know. I want to know that.
I thought it was really interesting that they had Steve Burton
do
it because we know that Drew used to look like him.
Yes.
But why couldn't they do the voiceover?
Right.
Because he would have had his voice still.
He would have.
Like, he would not have sounded like Jason.
Yes.
Drew sounds like Drew. So they should have had
I caught that too.
Voiceovers. But it's going to be nice to see Steve Burton out of black.
Yeah.
On the show.
He looks pretty hot in that camo gear.
So how did Drew save him? You know,
right.
That's going to be.
No, I can't wait. I can't wait to see all that. As soon as they flashed that, I was like, yes, give us more of that storyline because I want to know.
I thought them sitting in the floating rib was really nice because when as soon as Jason hung up the phone from Sonny and he walked in and Drew just goes, son of a,
Yeah.
And it was like he knew what Jason was just about to tell him.
So he mentioned at the floating rib that he has the hard drive with his memories on it. And then they showed Shiloh have that flashback. Do you think that means that he is going to go and get his old memories back? Like they're going to discover some new way that won't make him lose his new memories and then he'll get his old ones back? Because they don't usually talk about the flash drive that often anymore.
Yeah.
So
that's a really good question. Ooh.
Yes.
Kind of off subject. I had a really gross thought while I was watching Sonny and Kristina. Kristina actually has a niece sister. She has a sister that's her niece. Lila. Baby Lila. That died because it's Sonny and Sam's. It's her niece sister.
You're so gross.
I didn't write the storyline.
But you just brought it to my attention.
I know.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
Niece sister. That's gross.
We got to figure out who else is.
No, don't do that. We are not doing a weekly update on
messed up
who is related in 6 different ways. That's gross. No.
Sorry.
I just refuse. No. Next topic, please.
Avery did not get aged.
Oh, that's
because
good.
They mentioned that she's 4.
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
And I
good.
checked, and yes, she is 4. So thank you for not aging Avery.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned Lila's kids the other day, and Charlotte said she's.
That's why I'm saying they're listening to this.
Yeah. My summer's going great. I'm doing Lila's kids.
Yep.
Well, who's your counselor, honey? Because none of the kids
are working. Ooh, who would be?
I don't know. Because Trina's not.
No. Cam's not.
And Joss isn't.
No.
So, again, I know there's other people that have to live there, but it would make sense to see those people like at Kelly's grabbing a burger with their Lila shirts on or whatever. Right. We need to make the story more full with the outside
characters. Certain things that we look forward to every year. And just the subtle mention of or even the 20 minutes that we spend at camp with the kids.
Yeah.
It's just a tradition, like how the nurses' ball was such a drag this year.
Yeah.
No, we look forward to the break in storylines where for 2 days we're
the
focused
fireworks on. We're not up.
Right. It's.
No, I would even if we can't go to camp with them, like I said, to see someone walk through Aiden's birthday party on their way back to whatever with a Lila's kids shirt on or something. Just something.
Yes.
That's a staple of our summertime traditions.
I agree. We are really all over the place because I wrote down that I think Harmony's going to die.
Really?
I think that they're going to kill her. I think that Shiloh's going to have her killed.
In prison, or she's going to get out and then?
I think that he's going to find a way to have her killed in prison.
Oh, that's a shame because I kind of like her.
Yeah, but now she's
being too strong. I know. Yep. I mean, I understand why he needs to kill her. It only makes sense. But it makes me sad that he's going to because I wanted Willow to get that relationship back.
Right.
And I don't know how damaging she would be if she continues reinforcing everything he believes. Like I said, stay away from my grandson, blah, blah, blah. Like, you should be telling him no.
But they're not communicating, so she doesn't know to...
I guess not. But she should write down, or should have already written down, everything that she knows. So even if he kills her, the evidence is still there.
True.
Because the attorney would continue meeting with you and getting all this information together so that they can present that to the judge or just know what questions to ask you and stuff like that.
And that's admissible.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's not hearsay. Exactly. No, not me telling you, read this. I'm going to use it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. She needs to write it all out. Even if she doesn't want to do it officially, like through the court or whatever, just she wrote a note to Willow or she wrote a note to somebody else, something that gives the money was here, we took it from here, this is how we started. Because she's just said, like, you take all the credit, but I started this with you. So I know just as much as you do.
Yep. It'll be interesting. We'll see what happens.
I don't want them to kill her. Your idea made me sad now.
I'm sorry. I'm just bursting all your bubbles.
You really are. You took me from ew to no in 2 seconds.
Sorry.
So, are you going to throw a sad divorce party for Lulu?
No. Because I called it. I actually had, like, as soon as I saw the guy with the envelope, I was like, all right, she's getting divorced.
Yeah.
You know, here's the, all right, hold on. Let's wrap up with the psychic and then we can get to that.
Oh, sorry.
No. I just feel like that's a good ending.
The psychic, I told you. So I watched the first 3 episodes by Wednesday, like on time. And then I watched Thursday, Friday, today. Today's Sunday that we're recording. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are kind of gone unless they led into Thursday, Friday. And the psychic wasn't part of that. So.
Okay. She couldn't feel Nicholas. So.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nicholas is not dead. I don't think we ever thought that Nicholas was dead.
We never thought he was dead. No. Somebody else said that online. Like, I try not to read. It wasn't like a spoiler.
Yeah.
But it was just somebody else commenting something. And I was like, yeah, exactly. But did you really think he was ever dead?
No.
Because they never found a body.
No.
There was just nothing that led us. I don't know where he's been all these years.
I was going to say, it surprises me that he would leave Spencer for so long.
But so someone might have stolen
his mom.
Nah. I feel like there's got to be some type of foul play for him.
So maybe Helena's not really dead and he's been cryogenically frozen just like Lulu was for all that time?
Maybe. Okay. I mean, it happens all the time. It's really not that far-fetched.
See, that's who we have Stavros to blame for Lulu.
Yes.
Remember, he froze her.
Yes.
As Julie, and she came out as Emmy, and Emmy's a doll.
Okay,
but the character that they changed was
totally
horrible.
like both actresses as actresses. It's the storyline writing that has gone downhill since they switched over.
Yeah. So, like, she's crying. Okay, so we're done with that. She's crying all about it. Lulu is crying all about how she doesn't feel like herself. And it's like, so how do you think Dante feels?
Right. But he should just come back and make me happy.
Yeah.
So, Peter getting shot. That's what we found out Monday.
Yeah.
Right, that it was Peter.
I was not expecting it to be Peter.
I wasn't either.
I really thought it was Maxie.
Oh, see, I
remember I said that.
Yeah, and I said I thought it was the guard inside.
Yeah.
So, but it wasn't a big deal. It went right in, right out. Didn't graze any major.
No, and he was super chill about it. He's like,
I just got shot all the time. Whatever.
But Lulu freaking out on Maxie over it. Oh my God.
I wanted to punch Lulu for Maxie. Because Maxie was like, what are you talking about? Like, she felt bad, but you could tell she was still kind of like, you sat here and cried about you want answers. I was trying to get answers.
Right. Although, here's my thing. So, Frisco is totally in the wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Because couldn't he have just broken the rules by giving Maxie information? He didn't have to let her in to see a dangerous patient.
No matter what, you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. So maybe you should pick the lesser of the two evils and just give her some type of information. Even just re-explain it to her. Look, you don't realize this happened to him. Don't tell the whole world, but whatever.
Right.
And that's what he's in treatment for. It's not just like, oh, he's sad, he got a paper cut or whatever. Like, this is the severity of what he's been through. Something, anything.
Yeah.
To get her to get it. But to have her in there, I mean, not even just for Dante. I'm sure there's other crazy people in there. She should really be roaming the place like she owns it.
She should not be there.
No.
You know, so, yeah, why he couldn't just give, all right, here's a little bit more detail than we can, here's just anything we can give, you know.
I wanted him to be there, though. I wanted to see
Frisco.
him. I love Frisco.
And then Maxie and Lulu talking about how his PTSD is bad. It's, Lulu, it's really bad. And I was like, yeah, PTSD is bad. Maybe we should do some investigating on it. Lulu, use your journalism skills to look up what PTSD is.
Molly's job can be mental health disorders. And every week she can do a write-up of this is what PTSD looks like. This is what bipolar looks like. This is blah, blah, blah. And Lulu and Maxie can read it and get a little education on why they should leave people in the mental health facilities or wherever the WSB has him. Like whatever treatment they have him in. Instead of trying to solve it yourself. Like what would they do even if he does come home? He's obviously not ready. What are you going to do with him?
Right.
And then whenever he snaps out and like throws you against a wall, you're gonna be crying. Oh no, he hurt me. He hurt you because he's not over
okay
it yet. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. I don't know. And I think that's why he's divorcing her.
Right. Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's gonna make her stop.
It was an interesting week.
It was.
You know, but lots of places we're going.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that needs further explored. I think so I'm most excited to see if Liesl does spill the beans.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know how that all is going to play out. I mean, I know what the final result obviously should be, but just how all the twists and turns are going to go. Because if Nina keeps beating herself up, I feel like Liesl's going to be like, let me tell you something.
Yeah. Well, and then Lucas is demanding Shiloh's medical records.
Yeah.
To see if he has like the heart disease and everything. I don't think you get that.
Mm-mm.
You know, it's...
No, you can request it, but you can't demand it. It's all up to whoever, especially in the case that he didn't give up his parental rights willingly. You can't demand anything from him because he didn't want to be a part of this.
Right. So, I mean, that's odd.
Yeah.
Unless it's part of their adoption that it was supposed to be disclosed.
But I still don't know how you forced Shiloh to give that information because he wasn't part of that agreement.
Right. No,
he didn't sign it. Yep. I mean, he can ask Willow, but I'm assuming that she would have already offered that up if she knew, so...
Yeah. I was glad to hear that come up again, though, because I feel like we're going right back to, why didn't we think of Michael?
Right.
And now the kid is starting to look like him, and Mike thought it was him.
Mm-hmm. Until someone puts the idea in your head, especially you don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
Like, they're not looking for his real father, so why would they think that?
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't think it's going to be a shock whenever it comes out. Like...
I think it's going to be to Michael.
I am assuming that they're going to figure out first that it's not Willow's baby. And then it's going to be trying to figure out whose baby it is. So when it comes out that it's not Willow's baby, that will be a shock. But once they start putting the pieces together, that it's not going to be crazy. I mean, it is crazy, but it's not going to be... Because we know Nelle.
Do you think Monica's going to be the one to find out, though? Because Lucas should not be working on his own son. So, like, he should not be doing... I know.
Because he just diagnosed his mom.
But he absolutely should not be doing medical things with his son.
Right.
At this time, Monica has, other than her grandson being godfather to this kid... Not really a conflict.
Probably be Silas because infectious disease is totally in Finn. What? How am I going back there? Wow. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
Same person, wrong name.
How sweet was he talking to Maxie this week, though? I love Finn. I mean,
you do.
I do.
Also known as Silas.
Also known as Silas. Also known as John McBain. Caleb.
Funny. Wow.
Who else? He's been 5 different.
He has been. I don't know all their names.
Came on as John.
Uh-huh.
And then was Caleb and Silas.
Okay.
And now Finn, is that it?
I did think it was 5, but
I thought it was 5 too.
Another one. Yeah. But no, I think that's who's going to figure it out because it only makes sense that infectious disease would be involved in paternity.
Yes. All right. Is there anything else that you could think of?
I know I can't think of any. Like I said, I had limited notes, and
You want to do reality check?
Sure. Reality check. My reality check sucks, but it has like a silver lining. My older sister passed away last week, and this Friday was the funeral, and it was horrible for all the obvious reasons that funerals are horrible, and it was completely unexpected. Not ready to lose a sibling. We had talked a couple weeks ago about my mom's 80th birthday, so she obviously was not ready to lose a child. Yeah. We had talked about after the 80th birthday that my whole family had come in, and we did a family picture. And the month before that was my niece's wedding, and we did a family picture. And so I just want to stress to everybody, take pictures. Take pictures everywhere. It was amazing. They did a picture board. They did a picture slideshow. My sister was not fancy. She wore jeans and Steeler shirts. It was a Steeler funeral. Everyone had to wear a Steeler shirt. Me, who lives in Pittsburgh, had to go out and buy a Steeler shirt to go to a funeral in Ohio because I don't own Steeler stuff except for sweatshirts.
And it was way too hot yesterday to even try to pull that off.
Sweatshirt. Yeah. So everyone showed up in their Steeler gear. She was buried in jeans and a Steeler shirt. That was what she wore every day. No makeup, hair just like, wild and free or whatever. Hated pictures like most moms do because we never look as put together as we think we should or whatever. But her daughter would just snap pictures all the time at the park. They did a lot of different festivals and stuff. At the different festivals, just, sitting around the house, playing basketball. They're very family oriented, so they were together a lot. Like I talk about my family here is. And she just took pictures all the time. And those were what was up everywhere. And like, again, it wasn't, oh, this was at a wedding, even though we did have that picture, or this was here or whatever. They were just candid, everyday moments. Mm-hmm. And it was awesome to see, my sister was smiling at all of them and interacting with the grandkids and just being her silly self, like authentic self in all of these pictures. It was just great. And it makes you think, like, how many times do you tell your kids, no, don't take a picture of me or delete that, I look awful or whatever. And whenever you're gone, that's all people have. Yeah. So let them have those moments because your kids need that. And if God forbid you pass before your parents, they need that. Your siblings, whatever, just pictures, because it was awesome. Yeah. So that's my reality check for my PSA.
I know that was hard to speak for you. All right. So my reality check, probably just have a couple different ones. I was reminded this week why I've made some changes in my life that I did. And I am really thankful for people that I have in my life that get me out of funks and don't let me overthink things and yell at me to not let other people steal my joy. Mm-hmm. And to, really, remind me not to let one person's intentionally harmful thought, it doesn't matter, because I have a lot more people in my corner and that's what matters. Mm-hmm. And we took no pictures yesterday at our annual cookout. I think I got one with one of my friends, but it's funny because every single year we say we need to do more pictures. Yeah. And we don't. And you're right, because we've done this picnic every single year since like 2010. Oh, wow. With the exception of, I think the year that we went to Disney, we didn't do it because just craziness. Mm-hmm. And I think one other year we didn't do it. But that's not bad for almost 10 years, for 9 years. Like we've done it most years. Yeah. And we have no pictures from like any of them.
No, you have to. Like, I know it's annoying because I hate those people that take so many pictures, they're living behind their camera the entire time. Right. And you're like, dude, experience what's going on. Like, get out from behind the camera. But then you just need a couple snapshots to get the essence of it. And not even just the candids or whatever. Like, I know for me personally, we did family pictures all the time when my husband and I were together. Mm-hmm. And then whenever he left and we were first separated, it was really hard for me to accept that that's what our family was now without him. Yeah. But I made myself start taking the kids for family pictures like every year and a half, because again, they're going to want those. Like, that's what our family had ours is. Done since like 2012. Get on you. Go get a family picture because, and my son's awesome. He's 21 now. So like the last time we did it, I was totally expecting him to be like, Mom, seriously. But we've done it like at Christmas time in PJs that matched. And I don't ever do like fancy because we're not fancy. So we're like last year.
Do you do brown and black boots?
I don't. We don't. In fact, we don't do shoes because we do inside. And it would annoy me that you had to spend so much money getting the fancy, like Christmas pictures I'll make fancy that I would do with the girls. But then every kid would need a new pair of fancy black shoes. And that's outrageous on top of Christmas and their dresses and blah, blah, blah. So the family picture, no one wears shoes. Because I'm not buying you new shoes for one picture. Yeah, last year was just khaki pants and a blue shirt. This is what our life is. Like,
do you actually change out your kids' pictures every year when school pictures come home?
I hate school pictures because they always look awful. Okay. So I buy the smallest package possible so that I have one for like the baby books that I never put together. But so I have one. But the new pictures that we do as a family, all of those just stay up. Like my house is just overcrowded with pictures because I like seeing how I really need to. Yeah, go do it. It's so important.
Yeah, because like their school pictures sit in the envelopes every single year. And here's the thing, how many pictures do we have on our phone that you never get prints of that are great? They're great pictures. I think that there's a thing that you can do. You send your pictures to. You know what we did though? In 2013, we made a family photo album. Oh, that's on like Shutterfly. Uh-huh. And we've said that we're going to do it every single year, and we haven't again. And we do. We need to.
There's an app that you can get that automatically takes your pictures for the month and puts them together in like a book that you can then rip them out, or you can keep it as the book, or which again, no promotional endorsements here,
Right.
but Snapfish, if you download their app, you get 100 free prints a month for a penny, or 100 prints a month for a penny each, and then you just pay shipping.
It's $1.
So yeah.
How much is shipping?
Like $6, $7.
And then we get to go old school where you get the package of pictures in the...
Yes. And
if you want to know what they look like beforehand.
Yes. And if you want to, but you can like crop them and like take the red eye out and all that kind of stuff so that they look way better than what we got back in the day. And if you want to pay just a little bit more, I actually did it this weekend because I had taken the pictures at the family reunion, or at my mom's birthday, which was funny because my whole family was like, why do you always have your camera? What are you doing? Like, because they just use cell phones and I have a real camera, like a fancy camera. And so I brought it to my mom's birthday and they were like, why do you always have your camera? And I was like, because I want a family picture. We never get together.
Yeah.
My niece's wedding in May was the first time we had all been together, like all of us kids with my mom, been together since 2007. So like, yeah, we need a picture in 2019 and we just happen to have 2 of them, which was perfect considering. But anyway, so you can get them printed at CVS or Walgreens and then it's like 33 cents. But right from your computer, you're like, boop, 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 I want that one, send it to Walgreens and pick it up. 20 minutes later.
I do Walgreens a lot, but that's typically for business.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, yeah,
I do know them. And then Google for like a coupon code because they always have some kind of 40% off.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
See, no, I didn't. I did the 33-cent prints. And as I was doing it, I was like, it's kind of dumb. Like, I don't know that anyone's going to care. And my nieces and nephews were like ecstatic that I had printed it off because they were there and their kids were there and grandma was there and then my sister that had just passed. And so like they really appreciated it. And I was like, that like,
well, it's like I started doing those customized cards.
Yes, that's so awesome.
So like we just went to a wedding at the beginning of June and I stalked her Facebook page and took like a bunch of pictures that people had posted and I sent her a card. And I watched her video on my phone and I did screenshots of like really cute things. She's like, how did you do that? And I was like, oh, I do have a link for that.
There you go.
And there's something called Swagbucks. So like I have a whole shopping name. We could have a whole podcast on saving money.
Yes.
Because Swagbucks, if you like on certain websites, when you order through them, you get like percentages back and points, and then you can use those points and convert them into gift cards like Amazon. So
nice. We could do a whole podcast.
Oh yes.
Save money.
Perhaps we shall.
But all right, well have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.